Hello everyone. In this video, I will be quickly introducing the different parts of speech. The easiest way that I can think of to do this is to give you a sentence that has most of the parts of speech in it. The only part of speech that I haven't included here is something called an interjection. Don't worry, I will talk about that later in this video series. But for now, let's just look at this long sentence and I will tell you what part of speech each of the words in the sentence is. So I don't know if you knew that this is how you could break down a sentence. You could look at each individual word and say what part of speech it is. Of course, this might not make a lot of sense without knowing what the different parts of speech are. That's why this is just an introduction. That's why I just wanted to show you that it doesn't matter how long the sentence is, you can look at each word on its own and you can say, okay, this is a noun, or this is an adjective, right? And adjectives describe nouns. So let's look at this beautiful long sentence that I have. The big dog, Spot, ran quickly into the house because he was hungry, bored, and lonely. So if we look at each word, one word at a time, look at the first word, the. That's called an article. Right? Articles usually go before nouns. Remember the sentence in one of my other videos talked about the kitchen was renovated last summer. Well, we need the word the in front of the kitchen, right? Just like, we need to say the big dog. We need that word the for the sentence to make sense. So the word the is an article. The word big, it's not just any dog, right? It's a big dog. So that dog is being described. So the word big is an adjective. And again, dog is a common noun because a dog, it's just a dog, right? But then when we share the dog's name, right, we say the big dog, Spot, ran quickly into the house, right? So Spot is a proper noun because Spot is the name of the dog, the specific name of the dog that has a capital letter. Proper nouns always have capital letters. The big dog Spot ran quickly into the house. Ran is a verb. That's what Spot did. That's what the dog did. The word quickly. Well, Spot didn't just run. Spot ran quickly. Quickly was how the dog ran. Quickly is an adverb. The big dog Spot ran quickly into the house. Into the house. Into is a preposition. Think of prepositions as short words that add more detail about what's going on, right? Into the house, right? Where did the dog run into? Into the house. So that word into is needed for the sentence to make sense. The big dog Spot ran quickly into the house, right? So the is another article, right? House is a common noun, just like dog, right? The dog, the house. The big dog Spot ran quickly into the house because he was hungry, bored, and lonely. Remember, we talked in an earlier video about this word because, right? That answers why. If someone was asking you, why did he run quickly into the house, right? And what I love about this example is I've put the word because in the middle of the sentence. And that is the best way to use because. You want to make sure that you have a full thought. And the best way to do that is to put because in the middle of the sentence. And then you don't have to worry about finishing what you started saying. Right? So because is a conjunction. It's called a subordinating conjunction. So there's two types of conjunctions. There's coordinating conjunctions and there's subordinating conjunctions. And because is a subordinating conjunction. We'll talk more about subordinating conjunctions later on. All you need to know is that because is a conjunction. The big dog Spot ran quickly into the house because he was hungry, bored, and lonely. He is a pronoun, right? That word he is being used instead of Spot, right? He is a pronoun. And again, pronouns are different than nouns. He is a pronoun being used instead of Spot, right? So pronouns are different. He is a pronoun. He was hungry. Was is a verb. Hungry. Well, that describes him, right? We could say he was tall, he was smart. But we're not. We're saying he was hungry, bored, and lonely. So we actually have three adjectives. We've got hungry, bored, lonely. And that word and, that's still a conjunction. You notice and here, and is being used with a list of ways that we're describing the dog, right? Hungry, bored, and lonely. Hungry, comma, bored, comma, and lonely. Notice here, we've got a list of things, right? He was hungry, comma, bored, comma, and lonely. So we need that conjunction to have a full sentence there. Alright, so just so that you know, if you're still confused after the lesson here, throughout this video series we will discuss all of the parts of speech, right? I just wanted to give you at first glance a really quick glance about what they all look like. And for anybody that can only get the notes on this video, these are all the details that I explained, right? While I was going through the video, what each word is, what part of speech it is, right? So for example, I say the, right? The is the first word in the sentence. It was an article, and there are often articles in front of nouns, like the house, right? And what's great about articles is there's only three of them, the, at, and an, right? So there's some extra little information here, right? Reminders about how these different words are used and what part of speech they're from. And again, I go through all of them. So let me just go through the word because one more time. All right. Because is a conjunction. All right. It's actually a subordinating conjunction. But that doesn't really matter. What we need to know is that conjunctions connect ideas together. Or they can also connect items in a list, right? So, and this word because answers a question too, right? We could say, why did Spot run into the house? He ran into the house because he was hungry, bored, and lonely. So, because is a conjunction, and then the word here, and, is a conjunction too. You notice we have a list of ways that Spot is being described, right? Hungry, comma, bored, comma, and lonely. Okay? So I hope that this video was helpful. Feel free to visit my website, acolwasa.wordpress.com, if you need to download a PDF of these notes. And I look forward to my next video.